Welcome back to Healthy Ambitions. Today's recipe is actually brought to you by request from one of my viewers. Amy, who had been watching one of my other ice cream videos, actually said she would love it if I could make a coffee flavored ice cream for her. And that's what we're making today. So not only did she request coffee, which you'll see today, but she also put in a request for tiramisu flavored ice cream, and I've already got that recipe mostly worked out, and I hope to have that one to you soon. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss it when that recipe comes out too. But today is all about coffee ice cream. All right, let's take a look at the ingredient list. There's not a lot of ingredients that you need for this recipe. You're gonna want 1 cup of strongly brewed coffee. Now, I keep iced coffee brewed in the fridge all the time because I prefer iced coffee. But if you don't have iced coffee waiting, you can just brew a cup of coffee and set it aside. You're going to want a 1/2 cup of sweetener. Now, a lot of my recipes have used Swerve sweetener. I've also experimented with Piru, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. But the sweetener that I have found that is the best sweetener for ice cream is allulose. This is going to keep your ice cream from hardening up too much, and it gives it an amazing flavor. This is also a custard-based ice cream, so we are going to need 5 egg yolks. The cream part of the ice cream, you're going to have 2½ cups of heavy cream, and this is completely optional. This is actually instant espresso powder. The first time I made this ice cream, it had a coffee flavor, but it wasn't quite as strong as I wanted it to be. So if you want a more strong coffee flavor, then I would suggest about 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of instant espresso. Now these are your ingredients that we need for the first round of this recipe. So you're going to make the recipe, and you're going to chill it, and you're going to bring it back out to churn it after it's cooled off. Now once it's cooled off, we're going to put about a teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon of liquid stevia. And this next ingredient is 100% optional. A little bit of rum, about 2 tablespoons, will actually give it a little bit of a coffee liqueur flavor. So if you want just regular coffee, leave this out. If you would like a coffee liqueur flavor, then add a couple of tablespoons of rum into it, and it's pretty amazing. Now the first thing we need to do before we get started is we need to separate the eggs so that we just have the egg yolks for this custard-based ice cream. Now, ideally, you can manage to have a nice clean separation to where you have the egg whites left over, because with the leftover egg whites, you can actually make meringue cookies. And I have another video on this channel showing you exactly how to make chocolate meringue cookies using the leftover egg whites. All right, to make the ice cream, you're going to start by putting the 2½ cups of heavy cream into the saucepan, along with the 1/2 cup of low-carb sweetener. And you're going to heat this up over medium-low until it gets to about 160 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That's where I use my instant read candy thermometer so that I can keep a close eye on the temperature. So this is going to take anywhere from probably about 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want to heat it up too fast. If you don't have an instant read candy thermometer, when the sweet mix gets up to about 160 to 170, then the liquid mixture will start to steam just a little bit, like there's a little bit of smoke coming off of it. You don't want to get it to a boil. If you've got it to boiling, you've gone too hot. But just as you start seeing steam come off of the liquid mixture, that is a good way to tell once it's heated to the right temperature if you don't have your own instant read thermometer. One thing I almost forgot, when you have this heating up or before you start prepping it, you want to prepare an ice bowl. So I just have a large bowl of ice water right here, and then I'm going to have a second bowl that I'm going to sit on top of the ice water. And this is going to be when you want to quick chill the ice cream so you can get it into the fridge quickly. You're going to put the ice cream or pour the ice cream into the ice bowl and let it sit for 20 minutes. So again, it's a good idea to go ahead and prepare that before you start so you can have the bowl good and chilled for when you're ready for it. Okay, so the sweet cream has reached about 165 degrees. So now I need to take this and I need to temper those egg yolks that I had separated out earlier. So to do that, I'm going to take just about 1 cup of the sweet cream and that's what I'm going to use to temper with the eggs. And to temper the eggs, you simply want to start whisking as you slowly pour in the sweet cream. The reason you do this is because if you poured it in all at once, it would cook the eggs and scramble it, and you definitely do not want scrambled eggs in your ice cream. Now you take the tempered egg mixture and you're just going to pour it right back into that same pot, and you're going to continue cooking this over that medium-low until it gets back up to 165 to 170. Now you remember before I said that I was adding a new optional ingredient that I didn't add the last time that I made the ice cream, and that's going to be this instant espresso. I'm going to go ahead and add it in right now to make sure it gets good and mixed in and melted into the hot cream. So I said anywhere between a half a teaspoon and a full teaspoon should be sufficient to give it that nice extra coffee flavored boost. All right, we are sitting at 170 degrees. We only have one last thing to do before I put it into the ice bowl, and that's to add in 1 cup of strongly brewed coffee. Again, if you already keep iced coffee in the fridge, that works perfect for that. Otherwise, just brew you up a cup of coffee and make it a little bit strong, and you'll be good to go. We have our ice bath, and again, we're just going to pour this nice, sweet, hot mixture into the ice bath, and we're going to let it sit here for 20 minutes. All right, it's been 20 minutes. The ice cream is properly chilled, at least enough to get it into the refrigerator without heating up the whole fridge. So I'm just going to dry off the bowl here. I'm going to wrap this in saran wrap over the top, and it needs to go in the fridge for about 3 hours, no less. However, it can stay in the fridge up to 24 hours if you are not ready to turn the ice cream the same day. All right, guys, I'm going to let this get to chilling, and we will be back when it's time to turn it. Okay, it has been 3 hours, and we are ready to add just a couple more ingredients to the ice cream custard before putting it in the ice cream machine. Now, this is a Cuisinart 1.5 quart. It has a freeze bowl. I just stick this in the freezer. There's no rock salt, there's no mess. It's super easy to clean up. And I have been using this almost every weekend for almost 2.5 years. Guys, this ice cream maker, it was less than $50, I think. I'll make sure and put a link to it in the description box below. Worth every penny and way more than that. Okay, back to the ice cream real quick. So you remember I told you, if you would like a coffee liqueur flavor, then a couple of tablespoons of rum work great. And so I've already measured that out here. And then liquid stevia, about a half a teaspoon to maybe a full teaspoon. It's just going to add a little bit of extra sweetness to it. Both of these are optional, but I really think that they do a lot for the flavor. All right, I want to take one final whisk just to get all those last ingredients mixed up good. And I'm going to turn this on and pour it in. And then this is going to run for about 20 minutes, and then the ice cream will be ready to put into the storage container. All right, it has been 20 minutes and the ice cream is ready to put into the freeze container. I got these off of Amazon. They're the perfect size to go with this ice cream maker. So let's take a look at this. So right now it is about the consistency of soft serve. It will thicken up in the freezer. You want it in there for at least 3 hours, but with the allulose, it's almost better to keep it in there overnight. It will stay soft, but it will firm up more when it's in there overnight. So guys, this ice cream, it is wonderfully creamy. This has a nice, strong coffee flavor to it. Again, if you want just a light coffee flavor, then leave out the extra teaspoon of instant espresso. I personally like a much stronger coffee flavor, which is why I opted for the additional espresso in this recipe. All right, get a little bit of a taste test because, you know, as an ice cream maker, I get to. This is perfect. That's all I have for you today for this recipe. Like I said, I have a tiramisu ice cream recipe coming up soon. So if you have not already done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then I also have at least 2 other ice cream recipes on YouTube, if not 3. I know I definitely have a vanilla and a chocolate. I can't remember if I did the pumpkin ice cream recipe or not. But if not, that one is definitely on the website. And if I haven't done a YouTube video for that yet, then I probably need to, because we're coming up on pumpkin spice season. So it's probably a good time to do that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you on the next video.